it'll all come back.
100%, dude. And people do that with us all the time.
Yep.
Like, oh, I know this person wants to sell their property and this and that. It's like, dude, we all just like, if we're all looking to actually help each other with the expertise that the person's in, dude, it always does.
100%. And that's, a lot of people don't know how to network.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you guys can shed some light on it. I have my own ideas, but like, what is, like, if you were going to tell somebody that's never networked before that thinks like, oh man, I don't see the value in networking. What would you tell? How do you get to talk to the right people?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I mean, I'm not as good at it as Dakota is. I think just over time, like connecting with people, telling them what you like about them, telling them what you appreciate. Like some of the guys who used to be at our Real Estate Investors Association 4.5, 5 years ago, I can still call them up, text them, send them a voice memo, and I still look at them as mentors where I'm like, oh yeah, I read your book. That really changed my life. It really changed my perspective. I really enjoyed it, and just being genuinely interested in those people. I forget sometimes that I can like call them up and ask them for things if I genuinely needed things. Yep. But I don't think of it like that. I think that when it comes to our local environment, at least Dakota and I kind of started, and then after we had accumulated some deals and done some stuff, then we reached out to people because we felt like, hey, now that I've done a few deals, I've shown you that like I actually am willing to put in the work. I just need a little bit more information or a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's as opposed to somebody who goes like, I need a mentor. Will you be my mentor and show me how to do everything? Yep. Like, that's pretty obnoxious.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny because I think about that. I'm like, man, I feel like there's value to that though too, because like Grant Cardone does have his people. Hey, if you're going into a room and you're not talking about a specific goal, doing this thing, what are you actually doing there? And I'm like, man, I see that side, but then I go about it from the absolute opposite way of like, okay, just asking like questions like about the person. What do you do? Like, I actually like hearing more about what people do than me telling them, because like that's what I don't like about the events is like it almost feels sometimes like a pissing competition, and I'm like, yep. I don't like to do that, and it feels really weird for me. Like, oh, you're doing this, well, how much you doing? And then everybody's like, you guys are doing so good. I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like, I actually like it. Kind of feels weird. Like, I don't mind talking about factual stuff and numbers, and then like if we're trying to figure out how to, you know, implement it in the business, but I don't like to just be like, yeah, well, how much you doing? Oh, we're doing 1 million. All right, well, yeah, well, we did 3 million this year, and like, you know, it just feels weird sometimes. Instead of like asking the person what they're doing, what are they working on, what are they trying to get to the next step, and then like having maybe like something specific that we're struggling with, because like that was we went out there just the last time, and I said, hey, we're with the project manager. I'm like, hey guys, we need to figure out what KPIs everybody else is using to track theirs. Like, that's not taking anything from anybody, but it's something that's going to massively benefit our business. So that is our objective, is to find out what KPIs are people using to track their project managers, so we can figure out how we can hold our people more accountable. So sometimes it's just like information that's going to help you. So yeah, I would say like setting a target does make sense, but also sometimes it does like, I need a private money lender, but you do have to have some sort of target about what you're going to do if you're going to network in some ways. But in the beginning, like Tony and I we just like to talk to people and connect with people. Really, that's really how we got started.
Except for like the third day, Dakota's still like 100%. I'm like, bro, I'm ready to go home. Like after like 2 days of talking to people, I'm just like, okay, I don't need the third day. Yeah. We can just go home.
I don't know, dude. I've been changing a lot too. Where I feel like I've been like wanting to go back to my room more, which is really odd. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. It could be like I was getting a little depressed, and so maybe that was what was going in. So like now I feel like I'm getting out of it. But man, maybe that was what it was. But I just noticed myself like wanting to withdraw a little bit more, go back to my room and just be alone. I'm like, that is not like me. So it is interesting how it changes over time.